This is my new motto. I've left out seek joy and gone to call back when I give a damn.
I need to get a copy of that and hang it all over my house and at my work and possibly in my car.
Right? Oops.
Yes.
Hang on.
Happy 16, Miss Lady. How are you?
I am good. How are you? I need to get my phone into Do Not Disturb.
Oh, you know what? I better do the same. Thank you for the reminder.
Hey, everybody. It is Witchy Women Whatever Day.
Whatever day we decide to put this up. For us, it is New Year's Day. So if it goes up on New Year's Day, Happy New Year's Day. If it goes up later, happy whatever day that is.
And happy whatever day. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh.
I started out with some Angelino's coffee. I tried their French vanilla this morning. Yum.
Okay, and I have to tell you. So thank you for introducing everyone to that, and thank you for me having to go get a subscription to that service. I was so pleasantly surprised by the coffee and the price of the coffee because, I'm a little bit of a, I like to, I'm in the saving money mode, and I'm going to be able to save quite a bit of money with that company.
Yeah, I really.
And the coffee is good.
Right? They sent me a sampler, and I was like, a couple of them I didn't try. One, the coconut macaroon, which I know you said you loved.
I loved it.
But I don't like coconut. And the pumpkin spice. I'm gonna see if my husband will try that.
Well, I will tell you, the pumpkin spice, I liked it. It wasn't, some of those have a very cloying type of hang around in your mouth too long flavor. This one was pleasant, but you really need to like pumpkin spice, though.
Yeah, and it's not one of my favorites. So.
And I love it. See, and I'm actually doing the pumpkin spice creamer. And this is my cup that Dustin, Kelleborn Dark Flame, sent to me months and months and months ago, and it has rotated to the front of my cabinet. It is the one I grab now every morning. So
I love it. I stick with my Seek Joy, but
there we go. So. How are you starting off your 2016? What are we talking about? And happy day to you.
Well, happy day to you, too. And 2016, I think, is going to be a good year for me. I think it's going to be a good year for you.
Yes.
I thought I would start off by pulling a card for you to see what your year is going to be like, if you're up to that.
Please. Yes, absolutely. I'm always up for Arwen pulling a card for me. Always. Please don't even ask. Just pull.
Well, let's see. Using the Gaian Tarot, give me a number between 1 and 10.
Oh, it's always going to be 9.
Okay. 4, I can't count, 5, 6, 7, 8, and... the Guardian of Air.
Guardian of Air. Mm-hmm.
That's the Queen of Air, and she's a woman that says you're really going to hit your psychic stride a lot better this year. You've already been doing that, but it's going to get a lot more clearer because she's the mental woman. She's the mental queen.
Yeah.
But she's the sword queen, so she's precise, she's sharp, and she's very focused. So you're going to have a laser focus going on.
She's pretty good at helping clear away the mental clutter as well.
Yeah, she can be a little sharp-tongued sometimes. That's one of her side bars, but that's something you do anyway. That's kind of one of your charms,
yes.
If you're not on the wrong side of it.
Yes, Arwen has, we have been friends a long, long, long time. I have sometimes gone into verbal battles with people, and that is one of the things that I can write on my things to know about me is I have a very sharp tongue.
Very good, I think, this year about bringing that part of ourselves back down and yes. As those of you who follow Ember may know, I got into a little bit of a comment battle with somebody and withdrew. I did withdraw. So it's a button of mine, and when I have buttons, they're about this big, and all you have to do is go, don't push it. So
Yes. But you know what? That's a great jumping off point for what I think would be fun to talk about. You know, I did not engage with that particular person, and anyone that is wondering, there was a comment made on one of my videos, and it was concerning a subject that is pretty, it's a pretty important subject, racism. I'm just going to say it.
yeah.
And both Arwen and I have some pretty strong opinions on racism and the way in which we need to work on things and the way in which the world operates. You know, you were, I didn't think you were mean or cruel or petty in the way that you stated your opinion. I felt like you really went out of your way just to be concise and just to say, actually, this is how it is for me, and no, I don't accept that. And I appreciated that. And, it really, and that's going to be Bella protesting because I put her up and she's very irritated at me right now. But it really kind of, it really put a nice little bow on a theme that has been kind of popping up over and over as speaking your truth and kind of creating your own bubble around yourself with your words and actions and deeds. And so I actually appreciated that little interchange. I know, things like that can be real staticky for people, but watching someone handle that with grace and dignity is always a nice thing.
And I was worried because you've seen me in less than dignified and less than graceful responses.
Yes.
And y'all, when I tell you I can be a bitch, I mean it. I have a Scorpio moon and I know how to use it. So I've had one of my true struggles in the year past has been how to contain that little Scorpio tail, because I can be mean.
You have a stinger, definitely. And I think that that's honestly one of the things that drew me to you. And you guys, Arwen and I have talked about our friendship formation many times, but going way, way, way back, because it's been a long time. I don't even know how many years we've got together, but it's a long time. It's over a decade, well over a decade. When Arwen came into my orbit and when I came into hers, we were very different people.
Yes.
I was 20, I think I was 24 years old, 25 years old, maybe. I was kind of a baby. Arwen was going through a certain period in her life. And it was actually one of the things that drew me to you, because you had just gotten to the point in your life where you had this epiphany of, oh, this was a really not fun time for me and the people around me. Here are the things that I'm going to be working on. And I actually got to witness the tail end of, and I'm not going to call her bad Arwen. I'm going to call her Arwen that was going to work on some changes. But I got to witness the tail end of full-blown, unpolished Arwen, moving into, I'm now polishing, and moving into the diamond stage. And it's phenomenal to watch a person transform themselves.
Yeah, I called it the Arwen Remodeling Project because
Yes.
I was truly ripping down parts of me that had always been my go-tos. I'm still sarcastic. It's still one of my first responses. And it's something I'm still working on. It really drives my husband crazy because he'll say something very innocuous and I'm like, bleh. And he's like, could we not? But I was toxic. Ember's very kind when she says unpolished. I was a toxic person at that point, and I was poisoning myself and others. And I've talked about it in my videos, but I also think that there's a thing of, because one of the things I saw in your video, your New Year's resolutions, your New Year's working, was not being a yes girl anymore and understanding, that you don't have to have an open door policy for the world.
Right.
And that's something I went through, and so it really resonated with me because I still have this, oh, please like me.
Yes.
And I've learned it's okay to be unlikable.
Yes, even to yourself at times. And actually, I think it's very healthy to be able to look at ourselves and go, ooh, I could have done that a whole lot better.
Yeah, and it's authentic, right? It's
Yeah.
and if the one thing that if when I die, if the one thing one person will stand up and say is she tried her best to be authentic, I won't come back and haunt y'all. Well, maybe.
Exactly.
I still won't come back and haunt y'all because I think that'd be a lot of fun. But it's the idea of saying and doing what is right for you in that moment, and it may not be right for everyone, and it may not be right for you the next day if you're a Pisces. Wishy-washy was created for the Pisces person.
I think of Pisces as, those little pinwheels that you used to play with as a child, or if you're an adult like me, you still love them, and they kind of are on a stick. They're balanced in a way, but they spin a lot. That's how I think of a Pisces. They kind of woo, 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 and sometimes they go the other way.
Yeah, exactly. And it's and I'll wake up one day and say I'm not going to do blah blah blah. Well, sometimes I do blah blah blah, and then I have to decide, was it the right thing for me to do? Like, I'm not going to talk about politics on Facebook. I've been really good about that, right? Really good.
Yeah.
I haven't said yay you, boo you, except for once. And that's because somebody did a hysterical, they took the devil card and took the face of the devil out and put Trump in, and it fit. It looked like it had just been born there. So
somebody should make a Trump tarot deck, and all of his cards should just be the tower.
Tower devil. But I really think that and somebody, well, here's what I like in an argument. You and I are having an argument. We're really into, and it's an argument. It's not a debate. It's we're mad at each other. And I'm going to say, Ember, it hurts me that you would say that to me, because I really think that normally you're a beautiful person. Well, I have just backslapped you in the worst of ways.
Yes.
Yeah, it's manipulative. It's
Yes.
sneaky. It's
Yeah.
gross. That's my favorite Ember word. That's the first time I ever heard anybody use gross outside of grade school. Was Ember
Yes.
said somebody had done something. She said, that's really gross.
It is. It's kind of just that reaction that you have when people, especially adult people, they kind of go into this grade school, schoolyard, verbal bitch slap, and I hate that term, but it's kind of the one that's bubbling up right now. They go into this behavior that's really base and unworthy and embarrassing. And I just go, ooh, gross, because it's kind of like you step in gum and then it gets tracked all over everything, or dog shit, and you're just like, ugh, you just have that ugh reaction to it.
Yeah.
It's you were talking, and I'm having this epiphany about some things, about being able to identify behaviors that give us that reaction. And I think you've definitely
Right.
But I also think that part of our learning and growing process is being able to always hone that list of behaviors and that list of things, and always being in recognition mode. Because again, Pisces, you're going to recognize this. What pisses me off today, I may be okay with tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what I'm okay with today, I may have a very strong reaction to tomorrow.
And I think that we have to realize that, things do change, because, you and I could have a discussion about penguins, and you could tell me you really hate rockhoppers because they're South American and all penguins should live in Antarctica, right?
Right.
And then you could have a discussion with somebody else, say your wife, and she could give you a reason that I didn't hit, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's a good thing. I guess I do like rockhoppers. It's okay that they live in South America.
Yeah.
But it's things like that I think we miss, and then we hold ourselves to, well, I said this yesterday, I must stand firm.
Right.
No, you don't have to stand firm. Life is a growth lesson.
It is, and that's part of having this, it's almost like having a closed door policy with yourself that you can't ever change, even because I'm bad about that too. Virgo, very black and white. What I've said has to be, because I'm all about the truth. And what I've said today, I can never change my mind, because then I've said an untruth, and it doesn't work that way. And as I get older, I'm learning. You don't have to have a closed door policy with yourself. You can leave the door cracked, because things need to come in and out. That's how we grow.
Yes. Yeah.
And by the way, this is totally off subject, but congratulations on making Kellyanne's list of her. Did you see you made her list? I was like, yes.
Yes. Somebody said that, and I was like, what?
Yes, girl. Yes. And she had a fabulous list of a lot of, and she called them up and coming YouTubers. And I saw you on there, and I heard her say you, and I thought, oh my gosh, I was celebrating, girl. I just wanted you to know. And I saw several other people that are friends of mine and people that I enjoy, and some people that I hadn't heard of.
Me too. Yeah. I
love Kellyanne. She's fabulous.
I went and said thank you to her, and I'm going to start going through, and the people that I don't know, I'm going to be like, bing, 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 bing. I was going to do a favorites or just a 2015 greatest hits, I guess, kind of deal. Yes. But I just don't know. I'm so scattered right now. I had a gig drop into my lap. Y'all, prosperity magic works. I was doing prosperity magic. When I ended it and walked back to my computer to get online to do some stuff, there was a freelance offer, boom, in my inbox for January. Immediately.
Nice.
So just let the work work. And that's a whole nother subject. I'm looking for something. I thought I sent you a quote that really got to me in a newsletter, and I can't find it now.
Is it the one you emailed to me? Was it yesterday, the day before?
The Danielle Laporte, right?
Yes, let me, I have it, just a moment. Let me find it.
But there was another one that I got right after that, and I can't find it. Oh, well, it'll show up. I thought I sent you another one that was in a newsletter and said, oh, the synchronicity.
Yes, and there was, and it was, you said synchronicity, anyone, and it said, your life purpose is to become the person who would inspire you the most.
That's
Matt Kahn.
That's it. That's going to be one of my goals for myself this year. I'm going to be the person that would inspire me the most.
Yes. And if you need help remembering why, let me give you a couple of bullet points to put in your little Leonie Dawson planner. Because, you guys, we love our planners, okay? We've been working them.
Oh, yeah.
Arwen has got hers. I've got mine. I'm working on my life one because my business one is about halfway. There we go. Oh, and you got the diary, too.
I got the whole bundle because she did an early adopter kind of thing. And I was like, yes, baby, I got to have that whole damn thing. And I love that you gave away a calendar, so I'll say it now because I did just what you did. I didn't announce it was a giveaway. I just did it as part of I've lost my picture, so now I don't know what I'm looking at. But as part of one of my videos, I said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away my extra calendar. I don't need it. So, and I've had a lot of great responses to that about people giving me their three, I call them self rules instead of self-care rules.
Nice.
I just love the word.
I love that. I don't know if she's done that calendar before, but it's, if you guys haven't seen it, it's a great big wall calendar with every month, and it's got like every day, and you can kind of make a to-do list for every day, month, with a whole year view. You put it up on your wall. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I was looking through these, and back to the bullet points for you. Part of going through my planner, and I actually need to do a video on that today while I have my face on, filling it out, was kind of along the same lines of reminding myself that I am a badass mofo. And I remember that most of the time, but some days you need a little help. So I went through in my planner and I made one of my scratch pages. I actually made a list of bullet points of all the things that I love about myself. Awesome. And tangible things that I completed my master's degree during a period of grief. that I can inspire other people with my humor and my ability to light people on fire.
Yes.
I made a tangible list. That way, when I'm having shitty days where I think I suck, I can go back and look at a day that I loved myself and things I love about myself, and I have them there. So I'm going to give you some. Arwen is inspiring. Not because she has the ability to change, but because she wants the world and the people around her to be better as well. And she is willing to sometimes put herself in uncomfortable situations in order to make that happen. So I love that about you.
Thank you.
I love that you have a generous, giving spirit. I love that you have helped people, that you are willing to help people with nothing in return, that you do things with no strings attached. I love your raucous sense of humor because you're one of my funniest fuck people. And I really, really love, Arwen, that you are one of the women I can point to in my life. And I have several, but you're one of the women I can point to in my life who really understands friendship with other women without competition, without jealousy, without power struggles. And you really, really understand loving relationships with other women. So I just wanted to give you a few things that I recognize about you so that you can write them down for yourself.
I will do that. I may have to come back because you know my memory, but yes, thank you. Wow, that really made my first day of the year wonderful.
And we're starting the day off right. We're starting the year off right. We're putting out positivity. You know, I really do believe, and I know this is very woo woo. And you know, I used to be one of these. I ain't into no hula doola, but I love the hula doola. I really do believe that today, with it being the first day of the calendar year, I think that what I'm doing today really is going to set the tone for what I plan to do for the year. Mm-hmm. So I am cleaning my house because I want this year to be about cleansing. I want my house to be in better shape. I want my spiritual world to be in better shape, my financial world. I'm working on my planners. I'm spending some time with Bella. My wife and I are going to be spending some time together later tonight that's meaningful for us. We're actually going to do ritual together. You know, I just want today to be special. And I think that what we do today, and so part of what I intended to do today was I'm just going to send out some notes to some of the women I love and just say, hey, just want you to know I love you and I think you're amazing for these reasons. So number one is off of my list. And I've got to get a hold of our friend in New York and send her a few, and our friend in Florida and send her one, and, you know, a few other women that we love.
Yeah, absolutely. I have made a goal to send more love mail to people, and in that goal I've been working on some stuff, so I'll tell you that you're on the list, and there are a couple of gals that I wanted to just, one I have never done this with, not one I've, you know, never really connected with, but I want to connect with her. That's one of my goals this year, is to create intentional tribe.
Oh, nice.
Leonie said something, you may have seen it, I think it was Leonie, that said, you're a something of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Your percentage of, I think, maybe. But it's like the people you spend your time with, that's kind of who, you know, you do your reflection. If we're all little polished, shiny, faceted stones, those are part of the things we reflect. So absolutely. I'm going to change how I spend my time with people, you know, because I want to choose people that I want to spend time with. And this goes right back to being unlikable.
Yes.
You know, some people are going to think I'm being unfriendly, jealous of my time, and I am, because I want to create my world and tribe's been a big word for me last year. And I think that, you know, I do word of the year, and I kind of thought play was going to be it, but right now tribe really feels bigger to me. It feels like a more important word.
I love that.
So I think that tribe is going to be...
Tribe encompasses not just the people around you, but the space, the mental space, the spiritual space. Mm-hmm. You know, there are so many aspects to even us as just selves. We have, the financial us. We have the spiritual us. We have the us that loves, the relationship us. And we're our own tribe in a way. Yeah. So I love that. Yeah. Love that for you.
So I really think that may be, and I picking one word for a whole year is such a big, hairy, screwy deal for me.
It is. It's scary because you feel committed to it, and I'm, it's crazy. I will show you. So I've been working on my planner, and I did mine. I'm going to reveal this in my my goodness. This planner has a lot of words in it. I'm going to reveal this in my video later when I kind of go through my planner and talk about, how we do that. Because everybody does theirs differently. I do mine differently every year as far as how I fill it out. But my word this year was, if I can find it. Gosh, I can't even remember what section it was in now. Here it is. Word for the year. I get a phrase because I'm a Virgo. Unapologetically fearless.
Awesome.
That is, I start ruminating on intention right around Samhain when the new witches year starts and how I'm going to do calendar year and what's it going to be. And I kind of started making lists of the things that keep popping up for me. And, fear is one of the things that pops up for me personally a lot. Fear of how I'm going to be perceived, fear of hurting other people's feelings, fear of saying no, fear of disappointing myself and others. And I just thought, fuck this fear, man. I'm generally a fearless person. I'm not scared of anything, but I'm fearful of the little micro things that wheedle us, that get into our head, and it's all self-doubt. It's all little things like that. But I'm going to be not necessarily eliminating it, but I'm going to be changing my relationship with fear this year.
Danielle Laporte, who is a new fave of mine, I get a truth bomb from her every day. And one of them she just sent me was, fear can show up as a perfectionist.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have a huge perfectionist streak. My work anybody who ever managed me teased me about it because I would get so angry if something wasn't done exactly the way I thought, and if somebody changed something that I had down perfect.
Yep.
And then they changed it, pissed me off. Have you read the Who Moved My Cheese?
Yes. When I worked at Southwest Airlines back in the day, and this is a long 1995-ish, long time ago, they actually bought a copy of that book for all 30,000 employees, and we all read it. And I've never forgotten the lessons of it because, when I first read it, I was just like, this is the dumbest thing I have ever read in my life. But I've gone back and read it multiple times just for business, for personal, for different things. And I've gotten the lessons from it. You've got to adapt. You've got to stop being so linear sometimes in your thinking.
To those watching, honestly, it's a book that's like 20 minutes to read, even if you're a slow reader, because it's mostly pictures.
Yes, it's a tiny book. It's tiny.
But I'll put a link in the drop down, and trust me on this. It's mind altering, and don't worry that the first time you read it you have the exact same reaction Ember and I both did of bullshit.
Yes.
It's because they did that at Allstate. They said everybody needs to read this book, and so they got a bunch of copies and handed them out. Worth the time, worth the whatever it costs now. I don't even know if it's still out. I assume it is. It's brilliant in its simplicity.
Yes. And, it kind of is along the lines of, what color is your parachute? It kind of is along the lines of helping you rethink very simple concepts.
Yes.
Just illustrating a different way for you to interact with that concept. And it helped me a lot.
Yeah. And I think, go ahead.
I didn't want it to help me. I didn't want it to, because I thought, this is the dumbest. I'm not going to buy into this. It's stupid. And then, I realized, actually, I'm the stupid one if I don't at least give it a go. So
I think for me, it's going to be Who Moved My Tribe.
Yes.
Yeah. Because if you look for them in a linear way, which I have been doing, and I have rules, and I'm an Aquarius rising, so I have a really tight inner circle. Then I have a a close group of friends, and then I have people that I'm acquainted and friendly with, and then I have people who think I'm acquainted and friendly with them.
Yes, and then you've got everybody else.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's and we talked a little bit about the whole sister thing, and I've gotten looser on this. I used to, the minute somebody said, "Hey, sister," I'd be like, "I don't remember you at the breakfast table when I grew up."
Like, I'm not sure because, and was it because your definition of sister is such that, that probably feels very sacred to you. And so anyone using that and kind of flapping it around, you're not having it.
Yeah, well, and it takes a lot. I consider you a sister.
Yes.
But...
And I love that.
And you've met Kay, who is
yes.
Kay and I have been friends, and we co-write, y'all, so we've known each other since we were 16 years old, and I'll be 55
and
this
you
year.
guys, they share a brain. I've seen them. They're not Siamese twins, but they probably were in a past life. They share a brain. They finish each other's sentences. I'm surprised that they don't have that creepy twin speak between them. I've seen them interact in person, and it is delightful, and it's creepy because they're so different, but they share a brainwave.
Yeah, we'll have the conversation of, do you think, well, I was going to, well, yeah, but maybe, yeah, you're right, let's not. And people are like, what just happened? And we said, oh, we just talked about what we were going to have for dinner. Or something like that. And we do have that connection. And so when somebody calls me sister, now I have to go, back it up. They're speaking on a universal term. They're speaking on, we're all in a pagan sisterhood. We're all in a witchy sisterhood. Okay. Right. Do not go.
Yes.
So anybody that's called me sister, you have not offended me. Trust me on this. If you had offended me, I would tell you. I just had an incident on my Facebook where a very dear friend of mine offended another very dear friend of mine by using a personal attack. I truly believe they didn't mean it. They didn't see it. But I called them on it, and they've apologized and removed the comment. And there was no hard feelings. We're still friends. Because I'm pretty clear these days on saying, hey, Ember, you said that all Basenjis are stupid because they can't bark. I find that offensive because Basenjis don't have the ability to bark, so they can't be stupid or smart about it.
Right.
And being very direct with people. When you have difficult conversations, and that goes back to this unlikable theme.
Yes. And it's about trust as well. I'm going to bring this up, and I hope you don't mind. I think that it speaks to your willingness to trust a friendship for you to say, hey, Ember, that when you came to Austin, why wasn't I invited to such and such? Remember that? So Arwen and I, we have a lot of friends in common. And when Arwen was still in Texas, I went to Austin to visit another friend that we have in common. And Arwen was very direct, and we had made plans to go to something. I don't even remember what it was now. And Arwen, she contacted me, and she says, hey, why wasn't I invited to that? And she wasn't ugly about anything. She was just like, I might have wanted to go to that. Why didn't you guys call me? And I was like, oh shit, mea culpa. It kind of happened this way, and I'm very sorry. And I really appreciated the fact that you were willing to not only be direct with me, because I love that. I love when people go, hey, that thing you said didn't really feel good to me, and it kind of hurt my feelings. That way I can go, oh, I'm sorry, or oh, actually, I didn't mean it like that, and I probably should have said it differently. But it also let me know that you cared enough about where we were at as friends to tell me, hey, this kind of hurt my feelings. Or, hey, I would have wanted to do that, and you didn't invite me. And it also let me know that the door was open for you to hear me when I said, oh, shit, I'm an asshole. I should have called you. Or, could you forgive me for that? I appreciated that.
Or you could have said, well, I came down here to have some time with so-and-so, and so that's what I'm doing now. And it's nothing, and I would have accepted that, too. And it actually turns out, y'all, that I had been invited to it. It was a tattoo party, and I had decided I wasn't going to get a tattoo, so I didn't put it on my calendar to go.
It was actually, and it was this tattoo party.
That's how we met down at Ancient Mysteries, because I did end up at the tattoo party. I went up and watched. Wow, he's such an artist.
Yes, amazing. I just, I think that that willingness to be direct and that willingness to trust, I think that is so healthy. And, I have not always perceived that level of interaction as healthy, because when I was younger, before I had healthy relationships with other women, and I had some healthy relationships, but not at all on the level that I am now with a lot of my favorite people. I used to be so afraid, again, fear. I used to be so afraid that if I spoke up and told someone when they had hurt my feelings, or that, hey, I wanted this and you did this, I was afraid to speak my truth to someone because I thought they might withdraw their love for me or take their friendship away or go, oh, she's high maintenance or difficult or I can't deal with her.
Or not like
and it was all around fear. And over the years in learning that healthy relationships are going to be willing to hear you.
Yeah.
And they're not just going to be yes people. They're not just going to go, yes, that dress looks great on you if it doesn't. Because that's another thing that I know about you. If I was wearing something, and this is just a very slim example, but if I was wearing something and I said, hey, Arwen, what do you think about this? And you said, girl, no. I might still wear the dress, but I would know that maybe there's something about it I ought to look at. Because Arwen would be the type to go, girl, that color is doing nothing for you.
I'd say, well, what are you going for?
Yes.
Hey, I feel like shit. I'm pale and washed out. Or,
yes.
What were you wanting the color to do for you?
And this is where Arwen's sarcasm comes in. She would go, well, are you going for frumpy?
Are you going for $2 hoe? Because you got it. You have nailed the look. Now, y'all, Ember is the one that always, I go to her for fashion advice, because she's the one that, if you've ever seen a picture of me where my makeup is done on point, or as my son says, on fleek, stepmama.
On fleek.
Ember has probably had a brush in her hand and been attacking my face, because I don't do makeup. This is it. You see the lipstick? This is it.
Arwen's got the best makeup face ever, you guys. Her eyes are amazing, and I love that you can wear the bricks and the eggplant colors, because that's my favorite palette. And I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not Hex, who is a makeup artist, and he does beautiful face. But yeah, I like to attack Arwen's face.
Heard it here first. Hopefully our wives and husbands aren't watching.
Oh, how is your husband? How is he doing?
He's doing really, really well. He got, he's really hard to give gifts for, and he'll tell you this. He's really particular and, just super particular. And he'll hand me a gift back and say, no, I don't want this.
Oh, God.
Which, when he first did it, I was like, oh, really hurt. My poor little feelers were like, boo-hoo-hoo. And it still hurts. I mean, don't get me wrong. It still makes me go... But this time I got him a pair of UGG house slippers.
Ooh.
He's wearing them all the time. And he got me, one of the things he got me is this little Marcasite ring.
How beautiful. Oh, how beautiful.
He got me some bling, girl. I got a necklace and some earrings. And
oh, I love that man of yours.
Yeah.
Isn't that so sexy when your lover or your partner, when they buy something beautiful for you, whether it be a piece of jewelry or even a piece of pottery or something that's just for you that they've picked out that's beautiful. It's almost like presenting a palm full of diamonds to someone, going, here, I got this for you. It's so sexy. I love that.
Well, he gave me a rock for Christmas.
I saw the rock.
I don't know where the rock is right now. I think it's back. Oh, it's back here somewhere. But then he also gave me...
a rock, didn't he?
Which just cracks me up. Is that not hysterical? I can't wear it much because it's I have to coat the inside. For some reason, it makes my finger itch a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he gives me silly stuff like this because he listens.
Yeah.
You know. And he's, the whole 4 languages or 5 languages of love.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still learning that. His language is service. He likes me to do things for him.
That is my wife. She is very much about, and this kind of goes into how we do friendships and relationships, but she is very much about, if I am in the kitchen, and we have a little private joke between us that I'm going to share with, however many people are watching this, but, my wife will look at me and go, baby, when I see you in the kitchen making me some homemade bread, it makes me real horny. And that is the thing, that if she sees me in there with my little apron on and kneading bread, and she hears the dishwasher going and there's a pile of clean laundry, if she sees that, she sees me, as she says, making house. Oh, she loves it. When I make house, she wants to make house with me.
Yeah. And it's something we've only been living together since September. We've been married 2 years in January. Well, next week actually, and so we're still doing that whole bumpy thing that you do for that first year or so of getting in sync. But and I'm learning, because I'm a terrible housekeeper. I could care less if people came over and my house is just torn up.
And something tells me that he is very militaristic in the way that he likes the house kept.
He is. There are certain things, he'll be like, did you vacuum? Well, I vacuumed yesterday. He said, it's okay to vacuum every day. You're not going to hurt the carpet. But so we talked a lot, y'all, today. I'm kind of wrapping it up because we're at almost 40 minutes, and I know that people are like, okay, girls. But I want to talk to y'all about one thing, and I want to talk to you about a love spell that I have up online. It's about how to attract love, and it's more about loving yourself. But I want to change it up a little bit. I want y'all to look yourself in the mirror every day for 7 days and say this phrase: it's okay to be unlikable today. And give yourself that gift. Give yourself permission to be the human you are. Give yourself permission to be the flawed, authentic, sorry, one of the cats just jumped. The flawed, authentic soul that God, Muhammad, Goddess, the universe put on this earth. And be brilliant in it.
And understand, and I love that, because when you do that, when you give permission to yourself to do you in a way that feels right and authentic to you, that is going to sometimes tread on other people's definition of you.
Yes.
You have to learn to be okay with that, because here's the thing, and this is part of change, and it's part of fear, and it's part of love, and it's part of everything that we do as humans. When you live for yourself and you live authentically and you live in the most honorable and truthful and loving way possible, you kind of figure out that the real you can only be done when you turn the volume down on other people's definition of you.
That's brilliant.
And you can't, I'm not saying that you live with no worry of ever hurting anyone's feelings, because you should never, I wouldn't want to step out in the world and just do me in a way that is brash and callous and that tap dances all over other people's feelings and boundaries.
Well, that's not you. You're not a callous human being.
No, but I think sometimes what you have to be willing to do with yourself and with others is say, if someone has an expectation of you, I think sometimes you have to be willing to go, I know that's what you want me to do, but that's not what I'm going to do. Or I know that you want to call me at 1 a.m. and talk about your grocery list, but that's not okay with me. And also in that, in being unlikable, recognize that no is a complete sentence.
Say it again.
No is a complete sentence.
Beautiful.
Yes, there's a period on the end of no. You are not required to give explanation to people on why or how you are doing things. You can do that if that feels right to you, but you're not required to explain yourself. especially if it's part of your personality to, say or do certain things. You get to be you, and you don't have to explain you.
Yeah. Yep.
So I love that. That's a great lesson to go into 2016 with. It's a great mantra to go into 2016 with. And I think that I will be probably writing that down in my planner.
Me too.
I get to be unlikable.
And I'm going to write, just do you.
Yes, just do you. Just do you. And do you in your perfectly imperfected ways. Let go of that perfectionism shit. Let go of that, I've got to have, everybody's got to like me stuff. Let go of all of that. Just like yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be the best or the worst you today, and let it be as enough.
It is. Let it be enough. Enough. That's a great word. If someone's looking for a word to put in their 2016 planner, enough is a great word.
Yeah. There's Leonie Dawson does a thing, it's a piece called I Give You Permission. And I reread it every now and then because it hits me in the heart in a good way. So, but thank you so much, y'all, for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to do these, like we said, here and there. It may not be on Wednesdays anymore. It may just be when we have time, because we're both hitting into that crazy time of the year. But
yes.
I'm Arwen of Tarot by Arwen. Seek joy, y'all.
And I am Ember Honey Raven, the big fat witch. Have a big fat life.